Welcome to yet another episode where we are going to have an interaction with Mr. Nirvik Mukherjee. I would say Dr. Nirvik Mukherjee, who heads UDAY, the Centre for Sports and Wellness at NSHM Kolkata. Welcome, Dr. Nirvik.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Pleasure is all mine.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're going to understand tell us something about how you joined NSHM, something about your background.
Uh, it's a long ride, I would say. I'm basically a sports management professional, and I was working with corporates and especially working with the grassroots sports development in India. And then always there was something which was always there inside me that, I wanted to do something for the upcoming sports managers.
Okay.
So for that, this is something which is new to me, and I'm very much excited also, and I'm enjoying from the last 1 year. It's almost 1 year, and the stint is the journey so far is really good. So the basic idea was to develop this more number of sports managers so that our country is known for our sports development, whatever we call that, the more number of medals in Olympics and more
Right.
number of win in the future.
Wonderful.
So that's the whole motive to join here, so that more number of sports managers are produced.
Great, great. So, that's interesting. So, you've seen the corporate side of the sports management
Yeah,
arena, and now you're moving into academics completely.
correct.
So, this course, Bachelor's in Sports Management, is a very new course. And can you kindly tell us something about this course?
See, a lot of parents have this thing in mind that what is sports management, because when I sit with them also they talk about, so this is something which my son or my daughter came to me. It's very simple. It's BBS sports management, but the major focus is on sports development. So we they will be working in a lot of sports events. They will be working with academies. They will be working with a lot of sports institution. So it's more of a practical based, theoretical plus practical based study, where
Hmm.
it's a combination of both. What we call it edu sports.
Okay.
In we combine
As a
education and
new term,
sports.
edu
Edu
sports.
sports, we call it edu sports these days. So we combined education and sports together, and then it's more of a good learning experience for the sports persons, for the sports lovers especially.
Okay, so it's very different from other courses, of course, because it is edu sports. And what about the management part of it? Do you have any management papers or all of that in that?
Yes, management papers are obviously there, because at the end it's a BBA course. So we have uh, marketing, we have stats, we have finance, we have computer. So there are two three papers which are also non-related to sports, because at the end we need to know that maths is also important, accounts is also
Right.
important when these kids will be working future, and they will be maintaining a balance sheet or an accounts, a proper thing. So whole overall knowledge has to be there. So that's why we make sure that the curriculum is designed in such a way that the kids kids are pointed out in each and every subjects, and once they pass out they get to know that whenever there is nothing which they have missed during their BBA course.
Okay.
So that's something more to do with the management part, I would say.
Okay.
But most of the management part are also related with sports, ma'am. It's
Okay.
majorly sports marketing, sports uh, finance management,
Right. Sports finance, sports law.
sports law. We relate it to sports, sports medicine,
Okay.
so sports psychology, which is also
Okay.
an upcoming subject. So there are a lot of things. Plus, the job aspect is very high right now.
Okay. Okay. Now, that brings me to the next question. To pursue a course like a bachelor's in sports management, does one have to be a sports person?
Ma'am, that's a very good question. This question is asked by many of the students or their parents. Not necessary. I mean, I have seen a lot of sports manager during my 10 years course of work. They have they are just sports lovers. They love Manchester United, or they love a club. They have all the information about sports, but they don't play sports. They have not played. They have must have played, but not at a very good level. So the answer is very clear that you don't have to be a sports person to do sports management. If you are passionate about sports, if you are a sports lover, you have good knowledge about sports, you can easily excel in sports management.
Okay, so that brings us to understanding that you don't have to be a sports person to be doing this course, and you have almost a mix of sports management, and you call it the edu sports.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
given a situation like this, what do you think is the future of the sports management program?
Ma'am, I mean, I know that most of the parents, students have this question in the mind that what will happen post my graduation? Right now, to give you examples, right now, sports is right now booming. I
Mm,
mean, if I talk about from the government side, also more number of job opportunities are there in the market. There are a lot of private leagues which has come up right now. If I name a few, IPL is there, Pro Kabaddi is there, then Khelo India school games. We all did a Fit India game
right,
recently,
right,
which was also very
absolutely.
successful. So what there are government jobs and private jobs both. So the job opportunities are very high, and it's a myth that sports managers are not paid well. Sports management, I have one of my student, he's drawing a annual CTC of close to 15 to 20 lakhs, so which is a decent CTC for a sports management student, just an undergraduate student. So the quality has to be there, because NSHM follows the education quality has to be in such a way that the once they pass out, they are polished and they are very good sports managers in
So, what
future.
is so special about pursuing sports management at NSHM?
First of all, sports management is all about passion.
Right.
To be honest, it's more from when passion comes into picture, it your things becomes very easy. To answer your question, why NSHM, why we are different from there are other colleges. There are
Mm-hmm.
colleges in UK, there are colleges worldwide. NSHM focus majorly for, as I mentioned, ma'am, NSHM is more our education curriculum is designed in such a way that we give more of a practical based knowledge, because at the end we realize that sports management, the students need to go out in the field and work and get those practical, how an event is organized, how a sponsorship is how
Right.
we have to get sponsorship for an event, how on ground operations, how the line markings, referees, umpires, a lot of things are there. So we let them work in 2 months or 3 months. Once when they do their theoretical classes, we immediately send them to practical classes where they are either doing an event or they are working at an
Okay.
event. There are a lot of events happening right now in India. Recently only, all our sports management students are working for the India Kuwait game, which is happening.
Okay.
So all the sports management students are working there because it's an India game, and it's a big thing to work for them, even if they are not getting paid so much for that, but the experience which they will have, that adds a lot to their CV or their resume, what we call.
Right.
So
Right.
that's how we are different from other colleges. That are we know how where to hit the spot, where are the job opportunities, what are the focus has to be there, what are the target audience right now. It's a very fast world we are moving in, and there are a lot of competitors, but majorly we have a lot of visiting faculties. So our most of the visiting faculties come from a specialized sports background. So if I talk about sports marketing, there is someone coming from the industry who has done a
Okay.
lot of work in their sports marketing field. There's a person from the broadcast or media person who takes those classes, where the student gets an idea about how an on ground event is handled.
Okay.
So these are the few examples where I would say that NSHM, the curriculum which we have designed, the Macout curriculum which we have designed, is little bit on a higher side from the rest of the college. I don't want to say that other colleges are not
Yes.
that
Yeah.
great,
Yeah.
but NSHM has done a little bit extra for the students. Plus, our job placements are 100%. That's all.
Okay. Now you're talking about the learning experience and how it kind of uplifts the students' learning experience.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, are you looking at, yeah, of course, we understand sports is always a game, when any game you play, there are a lot of leadership, team building, and all those.
Absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
how does the entire BBA course facilitate a student's overall development? What are the other add-ons which the student gets in a sports management course?
Ma'am, as I mentioned earlier, also when it's more of a practical based learning where we starting when they take an admission in BBA, we make sure that once the classes are over, post classes we have extra classes where they take some leadership
Mm.
activities like a team building activities what we call it, where we also see that how they are building up with team, because at the end it's a team sport or it's a team game altogether. We have to make sure that all the students are gelling up. Also, we make sure that it's more of a networking based study. So you need to have a very good networking in your area or wherever you are there. So we immediately send these students to schools, colleges, go and participate in
A lot
those
of
events.
communication
A lot of
kind.
communication, because when they go and participate in each other colleges or inter school activities, then what happens that yeah, they are also learning that how they are these colleges are operating, and there's a lot of communication. So it's first of all it's more of a networking leadership skills. We appoint these whenever there is a sports event, we appoint them as some position, so that we need to make sure that that person has got inside to handle that pressure or
All
not.
right.
So we initially make them do all these activities. How to prepare a budget, it's a very big task for them because they're newcomers, and there's an overall budget which has to be designed. So we make sure that these things they learn it from the start, so
Great.
that later on they can easily handle pressure, because that sports person don't give up easily.
Absolutely.
And whenever there's a sports person, you will see that they will not give up easily. So
Absolutely.
they will try their level best
Absolutely.
just to make sure that the result is there.
Excellent, excellent. I've been talking about, I'd like you to highlight on a couple of other sporting events which have happened in the campus.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, would you like to talk
There's a
about
lot
that?
of sporting events. I mean, I think since I have joined, I was out in the field and taken less
Right,
classes
yes.
also. But yeah, I make sure that the classes are also there.
Right.
So one, if I talk about name a few of them, Fit India Games, we were also a part of it, ma'am.
Oh,
Thank you
yes.
so much for
You're
your
welcome.
encouragement. That
Absolutely.
there were close to 1,500 students who
Absolutely.
participated. If I talk about the numbers, and that was the highest I have heard right now in the campus, that 1,500 students playing multiple sports. There
Absolutely.
were
It was a feast to the eyes. It
there
was
were like 8 to 9 games happening. And special thanks to our trustees also, so for
right.
supporting that. They were very encouraging that we have to do this thing, and we want to make sure that not only the students are playing, all the faculty, staff,
Oh,
and
yes.
everyone is playing. So it was like a fest, what you call it. It
Absolutely.
was a whole campus unity, what we call it. We all
Absolutely.
got together and played. We did yoga. Then we had one of our cricket
Yes.
tournament which happened recently.
Yes.
There also we saw the girls teams, the faculty team, all the 6 department teams which were there. So there also we got a footfall of close to 600 students.
Yeah.
So then we had inter school, inter colleges games. So there were like back to back 7 to 8 sports events which we had. uh, I mean, touchwood, the result is very good right now. As of now, I see a lot of students coming and encourage. Lot of motivation is there. That's why I want to play sports.
Okay.
So the graph is going up only.
Yeah, yeah, I guess so. So very true. Because what are they offering? Anything coming soon? Any of the sports event you're planning?
Yes, we are planning. We have a few of the events pipeline in pipeline. We want to call one of our sports dignitaries or a famous sports personality who can come and encourage the students and talk about his or her story. Probably we are approaching Dada for that, so that the students and the kids are motivated, and they see them as a an idol, and learn a lot from them. And upcoming few sports tournaments, we are planning to do a corporates, because at the end, ma'am, what we have realized that corporates are also an important role to play in our academics, because at the end we have placements. So through sports, what we are trying to do is we are trying to get a very good relation, a sports tournament with the corporates done, there will be 16 corporates team, and
A
it'll be
corporate league is
a
what you're planning.
corporate league what we are planning
Fantastic,
out.
fantastic. So
So that's
that
that's
brings
something.
in the industry academia tie up as
Yes,
well, and
absolutely,
it really
absolutely,
helps.
absolutely.
So we've been talking about the BBA, sports management. Now, what after they complete the BBA, the undergraduate studies? What is the future of a student? Does he get to do a further MBA?
Ma'am, I think most of the students go for their masters, because right now we have masters in sports management, what we call it MBA in
Mm.
sports management, uh, which is right now doing well in India also. What my suggestion is, most of the students, because we have 100% placement, we make sure that all the students are placed. Since we have a partner, I forgot to name, Decathlon is
Oh,
also our
yes.
partner right now. So Decathlon is also hiring a few of our students to in their several stores in India. So what I suggest the students is, get a hands on your work experience for 1 or 2 years. Once you have that proper work experience, a corporate experience, what we call it, in the sports industry experience, then probably they can go for their MBA, and that 2 years work experience counts for them, so that they can get a good college also, and a good scholarship also for their future MBA.
Right.
So that's the scope right now. There is a lot of other things they can do. They can do a PhD in sports management. They can do MSc in sports management. They have options to do physical education
Right.
degree, MP Ed, BP Ed, MP Ed, a lot of activity, a lot of courses are there. So it depends on the students what he or she wants to do,
That's
because once they pass out graduation, the major focus is on their special subject which they wants to study. Somebody is good at marketing, somebody is good at human resource. So we need to understand that the student where he or she wants to go.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So I guess, it's been quite an interesting discussion, because there's been a lot of ambiguity or lack of understanding about the course
Yes, ma'am.
specifically, and you very nicely threw light on the entire course.
Thank you.
So, and we're also very happy to hear about the various aspects of it which have been happening in terms of the games and the futuristic
Correct, ma'am.
design of Uday as a center.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, and looking forward to more
Absolutely, ma'am.
from Uday and the Center for Sports and Wellness. And thank you, Dr. Nirvik.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.